Hello everyone. First one, I will introduce myself. I am Wahyu Edi Saputra, a student from the International Class of Management, Faculty of Economy and Business, Tanjung Pura University. Okay, now I will discuss with TalkGPT about theory X and theory Y in management. Hello TalkGPT. What is theory X and theory Y in management? And what is the difference between theory X and theory Y in looking at the motivation and behavior of workers?
Sure. So theory X and theory Y are two different views of workers and how they respond to management. They were proposed by Douglas McGregor back in the 1960s. Theory X is the more pessimistic view. It assumes that workers are naturally lazy, avoid responsibility, and need to be closely supervised. Managers who follow this style tend to be more controlling and use strict rules or punishments to get people to work. On the flip side, theory Y is the optimistic view. It sees workers as self-motivated, responsible, and capable of self-direction. Managers who follow this style are more likely to trust their teams, encourage creativity, and give employees more freedom. Does that make sense so far? Or do you want to dig into how these theories play out in real work situations?
Okay. Are both theories still relevant in the modern era? And whether the approach can only be universal or must still be adapted to local values?
Great question. Yeah, both theories are still very relevant today, but how they're applied really depends on the context. In some modern workplaces, especially in creative industries or tech, theory Y is more popular. There's a big focus on trust, autonomy, and letting people take ownership. But in other environments like manufacturing or more traditional corporate cultures, you still see elements of theory X, especially where tasks are repetitive or where there's a strict hierarchy. Now about local values, that's a big factor. In cultures that emphasize authority and structure, a theory X approach might feel more natural or even expected. But in more individualistic cultures that value personal freedom and self-expression, theory Y fits better. So it's definitely not one size fits all. Leaders usually have to adapt their style depending on both the job and the cultural environment. Have you seen either approach in action where you work or study?
Okay. The last one is, what is the relationship between these two theories and Maslow theories?
Good one. So McGregor actually built theory X and theory Y with Maslow's hierarchy of needs in mind. Theory X aligns more with the lower levels of Maslow's pyramid, things like physiological needs and safety. If a manager believes employees are just working to meet these basic needs, they'll probably assume people need to be pushed, watched, and controlled. Hence the theory X approach. But theory Y connects with the higher levels, like belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. It assumes people want to grow, feel fulfilled, and do meaningful work. So managers using theory Y try to create environments where employees can meet those higher level needs. So basically, the more a workplace supports people in reaching those higher needs, the more effective theory Y becomes. Kind of like two pieces of the same puzzle. Does that tie it together for you?
Okay. Okay guys, maybe that's all for me. Thank you.